First, sit down with that child if you have never done education with them before. They're going to sit on your knee for 5 or 10 seconds, and then they're going to be wiggling. That's okay. That's what kids do. They wiggle. They get distracted. So don't worry about it. You work with them for that 10 seconds. You try to get a little bit of attention for 10 seconds, and they'll wiggle around. And you bring them back, and you try and get another 10 seconds. Or maybe you get 15 seconds. You get what you can. And the first time you sit with them, maybe 2 or 3 minutes is all you get before they're just flying around the room. That's okay. Because the next day you come back, instead of 10 seconds, you maybe get 15 or 20 seconds. The day after that, you may get 40 or 50 seconds. Which brings me to something else that's important in this program. You must do it every day. It's not very long. The longest lessons are only 15 minutes. But you must do it every day. You're trying to get that child in the habit of learning once every day. And we'll talk about when you do your lessons. Some people like to do them in the mornings. Some people like to do them in the evening. Part of it is a function of when your schedule is most convenient, and part of it is when your child is most alert. We're going to be teaching decoding. People say, well, reading is comprehension, all these other literature and all this. The most fundamental component of being able to read is to be able to decode words, is to look at written text and be able to say what that corresponds to in words. A child that can decode knows how to read. A child that knows how to decode without thinking very hard on it, that means it's completely automatic because they've done it time and time and time again, gains comprehension very, very quickly. Teaching decoding is harder than comprehension. Comprehension almost comes automatically. Now, for you, the parent, this requires a commitment each and every day, and I mean Saturday and Sunday too. For little kids, one day is the same as a week for adults because they are so small. They will forget very, very quickly. It's important that you get them in that habit. For example, many parents that I've worked with, they find that they do their lessons before dinner. The kids are not too tired. It's not like right before bed. And it's a good time where they get everybody together and they can sit down and do the lesson. The first day that they do the lesson, the kid may not want to sit down. The second day, it's a little bit easier. By the third or fourth day, the kid just knows that before dinner, we're going to read. And after a while, it just becomes automatic. In fact, after a while, the kid will go get the book and bring it to you and say, Mama, it's time to read, or Daddy, it's time to read, or Grandpa, it's time to read. So that doing it every day is particularly important. As I said, with the little bitty ones, you may only be able to get them to sit still for 3, maybe 2 minutes the first couple of days. That's okay. You just keep after it. I was told by an expert one time that a 3-year-old cannot, you can't hold a 3-year-old's attention for longer than 30 seconds. Well, I've had 3-year-olds that you can hold their attention for 5 or 6 or 10 minutes. It is possible to do, and it's really not that difficult. As a parent, you need to make the time commitment each and every day. It's not much, but it should be each and every day. And you must be patient. I know that many of you are patient, but patience with a child that is learning to read is definitely a virtue that is in short supply. So you just got to force yourself to be patient. They're not adults yet. They're little kids. They don't necessarily do everything that we want them to do the first time. Also, as a parent or grandparent, you're going to be correcting your child when they make a mistake. It's important that you correct them quickly, and you explain what is the correct way to do something. Also, we want you to encourage them when they do it successfully. Children respond very positively to both reinforcement. You make the correction, you emphasize the positive when they do well. Now, the requirements for your child are 3. Actually 2 and 1 that just kind of happens. The first is the child has got to show up each and every day. And I'm assuming that in your all's households that you can get your children to show up for meals and so forth, and that you can probably get them to show up once a day for a few minutes of reading. The second is they have to be able to sit still for a certain period of time. As we talked, you're going to be expanding that time as you do more and more lessons. The third is your child is going to want to show off. I'm just telling you this right now because that's effective. Your child's going to want to show off for you. They want to show off for their brothers and sisters. They're going to want to show off for grandma. They want to show off for their friends. That you can use to your advantage. All right, we talk about where you should do your reading lesson. The most important thing is that it be comfortable, that it be well lit, and that it be quiet. If you're teaching your child to read and there's the television going on in the other room, that's not going to work very well. That child's going to be listening to television. So you must find a quiet space. Now that may mean that you have to do your lessons earlier in the morning or some other time because maybe you have a neighbor that's particularly noisy. But the more distractions the child has, the less they're going to be focused on your reading. I've found that with the little bitty ones, I find a nice comfortable chair. I put them on my knee. The bigger ones, I put in a little chair. In fact, we're going to demonstrate the little bitty ones right now since we have Paul here. Hey, Paul, you're on deck. Come on over. Here we go. Okay, Paul, here we go. Now, I found that this works very well. As long as they're about 30 or 40 pounds and no more, you can have them there comfortably for the 10 minutes or 15 minutes. If they get much bigger than that, your leg gets tired. And I'll usually bring the book over, and I can hold the book in one hand, and I got him in the other hand so it doesn't fall off, and I can direct him, and he can follow along. Paul, you just dropped your money, I think. That's what we call a distraction. There we go. Now, when you start teaching a child to read, I find it very interesting is that many parents will they'll go to their 3-year-old and say, Johnny, would you like to learn how to read? And the kid goes, yeah. Most 3-year-olds do not know what reading means. And their perspective on life is quite a bit different from yours as a parent. The one way that I explain reading to the children is it's taking those squiggles on a piece of paper and making them into words. And they sort of get that. And if you've read to them before, they may understand a little bit more. But if you ask a child about a 3 or 4-year-old about reading, they probably won't understand what you're talking about. All right, in this lesson, I'm going to prepare you all for the next week in this book. Would you hand me that book, please? So I got a nice. Nice shot of the cover. My cover's kind of beat up. The book that we're using is Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons. It's by a gentleman by the name of Siegfried Engelmann. And I first became aware of this book because it's used by a good friend of mine, Thaddeus Slott, in Houston ISD, Wesley Elementary, and he was able to show some dramatic reading scores by the use of this book. In today's lesson, for the parents, we're going to learn what you will do in the next 6 lessons. The lessons 1 through 6 in Teach Your Child to Read introduces introduces the letters M, the letters S, the letters A, the letters E, and a concept called blending. I'm going to do the first part of lesson 1 with my man Paul here, and then I'm going to let somebody, probably Anthony, come up, and he's going to do the same thing. We're going to see how he does with Paul, so that he can go back and impart that knowledge on his brood. All right. The nice thing about these lessons, and let's see if can we get a close-up in here for these lessons? Get as close as you can. I'm going to hold it still. Is the red is the part that the parent reads. All you have to do is read that. So most of the hard work is done for you. Do you have that, Johnny? All right, you can pull back out again. I'm going to read the red and follow the directions, and then Paul will respond. For example, this is lesson 1. Okay, we're going to see how much attention we got from Paul here. I'm going to touch this sound and say the sound. Your turn to say the sound when I touch under it. Get ready. What's this sound? Good. Again. I want to hear Good. All right, I'm going to touch under this sound and say the sound. Your turn to say the sound when I touch under it. Get ready. Good. Again. Get ready. Let's play Say It Fast. My turn. Motor, boat. Say it fast. Motorboat. Your turn. Wait till I tell you. Say it fast. Just a minute. Motor, boat. Say it fast. Can you say motor, boat?
Motor.
Good. Now we're going to say it fast. Motorboat.
Motorboat.
Good. Motor, boat.
Motorboat.
Now say it fast. Motorboat.
Motorboat.
Good. New word. Listen. Ice cream. Say it fast. Ice
cream.
Good. New word. Listen. Sister. Say it.
Sister.
Say it fast.
Sister.
Say it fast. Sister.
Sister.
Now say it fast. Sister.
Sister.
Good. Again.
Sister.
Good. New word. Listen. Hamburger.
Hamburger.
Now say it fast.
Hamburger.
Fast.
Hamburger.
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 Say it fast.
Hamburger.
Fast. Hamburger.
Hamburger.
Good. New word. Listen. Me.
Me.
Say it fast.
Me.
Say it fast. Me.
Me.
All right. Me. Now say it fast.
Me.
This is slow. Me. This is fast.
Me.
This is fast. Me.
Me.
Say it fast. Me. 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 Good. New word. Listen. If. Say it fast. If. Good. Say it fast. If. Good. Say it fast. Good. Say it fast. Good. That's probably about as much attention as he has right now. The importance of this particular lesson is we are preparing the child to do what's called blending. We're going to be blending different sounds together to make words. In subsequent lessons, we'll be doing cat. When they blend the sounds together to make a word, we want them to say cat. So the way that we instruct them to do that is say it fast. Now, I'm not sure Paul knows what fast means yet, but he will eventually learn it, and it may take 2 or 3 days. But when we say it fast, it's if. When we say it fast, it's me. When we say it fast, it's hamburger. When we say it fast, it's sister. All right, let me stop the tape for just a minute. All right, we're back live, and got my man Paul here. We're going to say the sounds. I'm going to say some words slowly without stopping, and you'll say them with me. First, I'll say am slowly. Listen. Am. Okay. Now I'll say me slowly. Listen. Me. Now I'll say in slowly. Listen. In. Now I'll say she slowly. She. She. Now it's your turn to say the word slowly with me. Take a deep breath, and we'll say am. Get ready. Ready? Am. Good. Again, get ready. Am. Very important that the child not stop between the sounds. We don't want am. We want am. That's called blending. Now we'll say in. Get ready. In. Good. Now we'll say on. Get ready. Good. Your turn to say the words slowly by yourself. Say am. Get ready. Good. Say if. Get ready. Good. Say me. Get ready. All right. Again, get ready. Good. Saying the words slowly. Let's do the sounds again. See if you remember. Get ready. Oops, got a yawn. Get ready. What was that sound? Get ready. Good. Again. Get ready. All right. Get ready for this sound. Ready? What's that? Good. Again. Get ready. I'm going to correct the child. You heard him say, that's not right. I'm going to say, so if he makes a mistake, I want to correct them immediately. Get ready. Pause. Again. Good. Again. Good. Let's play Say It Fast again. Listen. I want you to listen. Motor cycle. Say it fast. Motor cycle. Motor cycle. Now, can you say it fast? Motor cycle. Motor cycle. Can you say motor? Motor. Good. Cycle. Fast. Motor cycle.
Motorcycle.
He likes that letter S. Me. Now, can you say that fast? Me, except we go fast. I want to hear it fast. Me.
Me.
Good. Again, fast.
Me.
Good. Again, fast.
Me.
Good. Again, fast.
Me.
Good. Now, if I want, say it fast. Fast. If. Say it fast. Say it fast. Good. Say it fast. Okay, last one. She. Say it fast. Good. She. Say it fast. One more time. One more time. All right, good. Now that's the first lesson. If you get all the way through it, it'll take a maximum of 15 minutes. An average kid will do it in 12. A 3-year-old probably can't get through the entire lesson. Sometimes you get a 3-year-old that will get through an entire lesson, and you really need to go back through it and repeat it the next day. By the time they get to be 4, they can usually get through a lesson a day. Sometimes with the 3-year-olds, I'll just do, say, task 1 and task 2. And then I'll do task 3 and 4 the next day. It just depends on how much they can absorb and remember. And Paul, tomorrow we'll see how much Paul remembers. We'll see if he can remember those sounds. Sometimes also I will, if I teach a child in the morning, in the afternoon, I might just go back and review the sounds. Because a 3-year-old usually is not in the habit of remembering stuff yet, other than breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So the concept of remembering is something that is very, very new to them. All right, why don't you stop the camera a minute and hi, sign. Okay. We're now going to let Anthony show us what he has learned. And he's going to work with my man Paul, see if we can keep Paul from wiggling for a little bit. He's going to do the first part of lesson 1 just for practice. All right, Anthony, you're on.
I'm going to touch under this sound and say the sound. Say Say
Good.
Your turn to say the sound when I touch under it. Get ready. Say the sound.
Good.
That's good. Again, get ready. That's good.
Make sure he's saying and not everybody hear it. You want to make sure that he's saying the Okay, keep going.
Let's try again. That's good. I'm going to touch under the sound and say the sound. You're doing good. Let's try it again. Your turn to say the sound when I touch under it. Say. Doing good. again. Get ready. Let's try again. That's good.
Okay, we finished with the first section?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, you can help me now. Probably.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, you did. I'm going to sit up here while I talk to the camera. You can see, I think we're done the school thing today. As you can see with Anthony, it's not very tough. Once you get in the habit of pointing out the letters. See if we can get in here close. Can you get in here close? You got that, Johnny? What Anthony is doing is he's touching here and he's moving his hand, moving his finger along under the letter. And Paul, oh, we got Paul in there now. Going, and down here he was going, that's all he's doing. That's all you're going to be doing for the first several lessons. I believe we may have blending in lesson 6. And so we'll talk about that just a bit, and that'll be it for today. Let's see, we have lesson 6 is, yes, we have lesson 6. Now, when you heard me talk about the say it fast, that's blending. That's taking multiple sounds and putting them together as one, like me. That's a very important concept, and sometimes it's difficult for kids to master. But when you get to lesson 6, which should be next Friday for those of you that are working from the book, you will have this, you will have me. I don't know if Paul can blend it. We can try. Paul can. Well, actually, he doesn't know the E sounds yet. But before I let you go today, I want to review the sounds that you will have in the next 6 lessons, lessons 1 through 6. Paul, can you sit down just a minute? I'm going to move up to the board here. All right. These are the sounds. You saw that. This is It's not ma. It's not me. It's not meh. It's Next sound. That's s. It's not sa. It's not si. It's s. The next sound. That's ah. That's the long A. It's the sound that the long A makes. That's ah. That's ah like in at, ah like in apple. Now, those of you that have read ahead in the book, you will see this sound, and the way they draw it in the book is like that. That's E. E like in eat, E like in me. I'll say E. And if you get all the way to the end, you will have, that's t, not t, not t, not te, that's t, t. Now, I'd like to, in closing, mention a couple of things that probably shouldn't do. We've talked about the things that you should do. There's some things that you should not do. One of those is I suggest that you don't teach your child the ABC song. People go, my gosh, why not? Here's why. They go A, B, C, D, E, F, G. The problem is they learn the name of the letter when the sound is important to reading. That's going to be a like in at, a like in cat. If they've learned the ABCs, they don't know the difference between a short A and a long A yet. Don't teach them the ABCs. We're going to teach them the sounds. When they know all the sounds and they can read, then you can teach them the names of the letters if you want. Other things to be careful of. We talked about this on the consonants. Not buh. Not t. Also, it is incredibly important that you not miss a day. A child, particularly a very young child, will forget. Careful, Johnny. Fall. Very important. Do not miss a day, particularly with little bitty ones. With 3 and 4-year-olds, if you miss a day, they will forget 2 days. Very, very important. Only takes a maximum of 12 or 15 minutes. And with the little ones, you're only going to be doing 5 minutes probably. But do it every single day. Figure out a time that works for you and works for them. If you miss a day, don't try to do 2 lessons. You'll confuse the child. You just can't. If you miss a day, he's missed a day, and you're just going to have to maybe repeat lessons, but you can't double up on lessons. I strongly encourage that you try not to go ahead. Every now and then there'll be an exceptional kid. Usually it'll be an older child. It's a 5 or 6-year-old, and you can do maybe 1 or 2 lessons a day. You can do 2 lessons a day. I would suggest that you not try to do that. There's some people that say, well, my kid will be extra smart. Well, more often than not, you will confuse them. Go at the pace of the book. That's 1 lesson per day. And with the little ones, you may not be able to do an entire lesson a day. You may only be able to do a half a lesson. Or you may have to do the lesson and go back and repeat it the next day. Because if they do not remember, if they forget that this is or this is s, go back and repeat that lesson again. It's not going to hurt them. It's very, very important that they master these sounds. That means that they look at them and they know them. If you have a 3-year-old and 3 or 4 days you're still doing this, wait 6 months and come back and try again when they're a little bit older. After the 3rd day, they should definitely be remembering these sounds. Another thing is don't overlook mistakes. Every time a child makes a mistake, you need to correct it quickly because otherwise they'll remember the mistake. The child says shh instead of s. You say that is s. That is s. Don't even say it incorrectly. Say that is s. And get him or her to say it. And get them to say it again. Again, please. S. Again. S. Again. S. Repetition is important. As I always tell my parents and my students, if you're shooting basketball, if you're shooting free throws, the way you get good is you repeat. You practice until your hands bleed. The same thing is true with reading, particularly little bitty ones. You just get it into their head so it's automatic. Every now and then you'll have a child that gets discouraged. And I've even had kids who start crying, I just can't do this. Don't worry about that either. What I have found works is if a child, I just can't do it, you say, I know you can do it. And I know you care. The reason I know you care is because you're crying. If you didn't care, you wouldn't be crying. Because you care, I know that tomorrow you'll work hard and we'll get it. And remember, with a child, is something that happens that's very intense for them for 1 moment. 10 minutes later, they will probably have forgotten. By the next day, they'll probably get it. All right, so in closing for this first lesson, these are the words that you'll have. I'm sorry, these are the sounds that you will have for the first 6 lessons. This is m, s, a, e, t. And in lesson 6, you will have blending. I believe this is the first word that you will blend. Me. And they will say it fast. Me. Me. Say it fast. Me. We will see you next week. Thank you very much.